Hey guys, and welcome to this bonus episode of the Shrewsbury Biscuit. I've been sitting on this audio for a while simply because it was on my H6 microphone, which is a travelling microphone. It goes between me and Vix between events, and Vix was dealing with an event. She had the microphone and the content was on there, so I needed to wait for it to come back to me. Anyway, it's a convoluted story about something that actually, even though it was recorded like 3 weeks ago, is still quite poignant, and that's Shrewsbury Moves, a really important change that's coming to Shrewsbury. And I know the locals of Shrewsbury, perhaps some of my listeners, I mean, to deal with change in a very unique way when it comes to us Salopians, and that's because, you know, we live in such a traditional town. It's such a beautiful town, and we're used to things being so, you know, the same way for so long. But if you look at some of the pictures and the photos that go back, you know, big shout out to for the love of Shrewsbury. I've seen so many pictures of where the bus station has moved and where roads have changed, where buildings have gone and come back up. And even though we live in such a traditional, beautiful town, things do change. So we need to adapt. And Shrewsbury Moves is all about that, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Big, huge shout out to the Shropshire Festivals the whole team, for putting on such an amazing event. I did mention right at the beginning of this podcast that it's a little festival that Beth's put on. That's just what I call an Alex-ism, okay? That's just one. It's not a little thing. They managed to get a Ferris wheel over the old bridges in Shrewsbury, through town, and into the middle of the town square. Nothing little about it. What they did was amazing. It brought so many smiles to so many people to talk about a subject I feel like, you know, some people are struggling to talk about. And I think this is a great way of dealing with things, is with optimism and joy. So Shrewsbury Moves. And this is, before I get into this, we're going to speak to Seb from the BID in a second. There is an open invitation to any business that's involved with Shrewsbury Moves that wants to come and talk about Shrewsbury Moves. Vix has come up with this great idea of debates, doing Shrewsbury debates. Let's talk about it. It's happening. We need to change with the times. So that's what this podcast is about. So let's delve right into it. This is a short little coverage on Shrewsbury Moves. Enjoy.
Every time I think of that, I think of what was said and done. I don't think there's much change. I think I'm still the same. I'm sure some people disagree, but I don't care 'cause I am me. Stick to what you can. Stick to what you plan.
Right, so we are at the Shrewsbury Moves little festival that Beth's put on. We'll speak to Beth in a minute. But at the moment, from Shrewsbury BID, we've got Seb Slater. How are you? You all right?
I'm well, Alex. How are you? Yeah.
We see each other most times, most week.
On the school run, normally.
On the school run. Yeah. But we haven't stopped and had a good chat for a while, so this is really important to Shrewsbury and yourself. So what's happening today?
Well, this is the last day of a 4-day festival and conference that we've organised called Shrewsbury Moves. So that's the BID and both councils are working together, and you might be aware we've been working on this strategy for some time about how we improve access to the town and improve the kind of public realm and atmosphere once you get in the town. So there's been loads of work going on over the last couple of years, and this conference has kind of showcased some of that. We've had lots of discussions and it's been brilliant. We've had such great engagement, and today's kind of the icing on the cake. We've got the Ferris wheel in the square, and it's a lovely vibe.
It's like a tug of war, isn't it, trying to motivate people in Shrewsbury when it comes to change, because some people want the change, some people don't want the change. I mean, that must have been a difficult conversation for you to have with the public. How's that gone for you?
I think, to be honest, there's now a kind of realisation that we can't just keep going as we are. You know, access to this town needs to improve. It's not good. We've got a wonderful town, and it does well. You know, this weekend we've been named one of the top places to live in the country.
Amazing, right?
Of course, you know, it's a brilliant town, but it could be better. And I think people now are really kind of on that journey, and there's a lot more consensus than I think people might think sometimes about that change. And at the end of the day, all we all want to do is improve Shrewsbury and make it the best place it can be.
Oh, of course, yeah, that's what we're all here for, isn't it? I mean, like, when it comes to this kind of thing, though, there's lots of planning, lots of things got to be put in place. When it comes to traffic and safety, and what kind of work have you done to get the right people involved, I guess, and make sure you got it right?
Well, we've done lots of consultation, and that's talking to organisations that are, key organisations in the town, but also the public. And we've had thousands and thousands of inputs from people and organisations over the last couple of years into that strategy. But if people want to have a look at that, it's shrewsburymoves.com, and you can have a real good thing. But of course, there's more to do, and I think one of the key things that's come out through the conference is that now that we're moving it closer to kind of delivery and more stuff happening, and there is little things happening already, like the bike scheme, which we might talk about in a minute, but the sort of bigger changes, as they become implemented, that those conversations just continue throughout, and also that be flexible, because not everything will be right when it gets put in, and those of us involved need to be flexible enough to kind of change plans as we go as well.
And that's the thing, isn't it? I love how transparent you guys have been, because you can read the comments on Facebook and all these nasty things that people say, but I've seen the consultations, I've seen that you've tried to involve the community, and I've seen that you've tried to encourage the conversation as well. When it comes to the trial and error of it all, we're all kind of, I don't want to say in it together, because I've kind of, but we are you trying to get it right in the best possible way, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely, and people of course have legitimate comments and concerns. As I say, it's not working as well as it needs to at the moment, so we understand those comments, and but there is a real sort of forward, energy, if you like, to sort of make things happen now. So I think it's a really exciting time.
I think so too, because when it comes to keeping the high street alive, footfall is really important. The exact word, footfall, getting people walking past the shops, not driving past them. We're stood now outside Ask Italian. We've got all these amazing things on the square going on. We're stood on the road. It's very calm, very relaxed, and all I can hear is children playing and having a good time. That's what this is all about, right? Getting people out there and walking past.
Absolutely. From a business point of view, we have to make the town centre environment as enjoyable for people to come and spend time, spend money in the town. It's an economic thing here. Town centres, more than ever, have to be about that experience. With online, if you just want convenience, online retail, but actually what Shrewsbury's got is this amazing heritage environment. So we've got to kind of dial that up as much as possible for the good of all.
And coffee shop culture as well. I mean, the summer, honestly, I'll talk about the pandemic, but that was the moment I walked through town. So everybody sat outside, and there's flowers blooming, and there's people enjoying being out here. This was all closed during the pandemic, and you could see people sat outside there. That was fantastic to see. If we can emulate some of that would be great, because as a daily, weekly thing, I think it'd be nothing but good.
Absolutely. No, you're right. The pandemic really kind of brought all that to the fore. We've seen quite a lot of that continue, which has been brilliant, but I think we can do more. Excuse me. But I would also just say, look, it's not just about food and drink. Yes, that sector is and can thrive, but we want to see a whole mix. We want to see retail really thrive here in the future as well. So it's that mix that I just emphasise is really important. We're not just going down one direction, if you see what I mean.
Okay, well, what we'll do is we'll take a moment to talk about some of the biggest challenges for you guys, and then we'll talk about the positives, right? So we'll start with the sort of negative, the hardest things that you guys have had to deal with, and then we'll sugar it up with all the delightful things you dealt with. So when you talk about planning and getting all this together, what has been the hardest things for you guys?
You're talking in terms of the Shrewsbury Moves?
Shrewsbury Moves and getting it all. Shrewsbury Moves is a big plan, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, look, on Shrewsbury Moves, I suppose one of the challenges that you can't just do one thing on its own. This is about a holistic plan, and there's so many different kind of pieces to the jigsaw. And I suppose the plan is to sort of do those in the right order, but sometimes things can't just be done at exactly the right time for everything to kind of complement each other. So that can be a bit of a challenge. An example of that is the weekend closure, which in so many ways has been successful, but there are some negative impacts. Town Walls gets a lot more traffic on a weekend when that's on. It's a historic part of the town. We don't want to see that in the long term. So that would be I guess one of the challenges I'd point to. But overall, like I said, I just think there's a lot of positivity about where Shrewsbury's heading at the moment, so we'll just ride that wave, I think.
Yeah, brilliant. And the good things, what's delighted you about this? What's worked a lot better than you thought it would? Is there any examples of things that you thought, actually, that was easier than I thought it was going to be?
I just think, the smiles on people's faces, yesterday was absolutely heaving in town. I went to speak to some of the business. I was chatting to the guys in Waterstones. They said, "Can you have people hula hooping outside our shop every day?" Because, I think just for them working it's just lovely to have that kind of vibe and atmosphere. And
well, actually, we've got a family relative who works in Lakeland. We've just been in there, and she was like, "Why is we don't understand why it's so busy?" And that's because of this.
Yeah,
so brought people in town.
Absolutely. We've obviously put lots of activities on in the square this weekend, which has brought people in. But just generally, if you have less cars, you create an environment that people just want to spend, just hang out, meeting. It's about being a sort of social space as much as anything. Post-pandemic, I think town centres have got such an important role to play for people, because work habits have changed a bit. People are sometimes working from home and that sort of thing, and we want the town centre to be a place that they can also come in at all times of the week and just enjoy it. It's about enjoyment at the end of the day, really. and the economy flows from that.
And you're talking about economy, we're talking about business. The bid is very important. I mean, most towns have their own version of a bid, a collective of people put pot into a money and decide how to promote business in a positive way, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So in Shrewsbury, we're 500 businesses that are all contributing from the town centre into our work. But I'd also say the partnerships we've got with both councils and other partners are absolutely vital and allow us to do a lot more than we would be able to do on our own. I think that's the other thing about Shrewsbury. That kind of partnership working and that will to work
I've found that with the biscuit.
The
collaboration.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, it's brilliant.
And you're working today with Beth and the guys from Shropshire Festivals, one of the leading women in business, I think I'd say, in the country. She's doing amazing stuff.
100%. What Beth's achieved over the years has been amazing, and for Shrewsbury, and the stuff she puts on here is brilliant. So it's really good to be working with her today, and she's delivered an absolutely fantastic set of activities today.
Brilliant. And what do you want from the public? Is there something that you need more of? Can people help you in certain ways? Is there something that you guys want from? Is there a business you want someone to get involved? I mean, is there anything that you need?
I think when it comes to the Shrewsbury Moves agenda, if you like, and changing, please get involved, engage in all the consultations, speak out about it, speak out about the benefits for you, your family of some of these proposals. But other than that, just follow us on social, come in, support independent businesses, support all the businesses in Shrewsbury. We've got a great set, but it is tough out there. It's not easy trading on the high street. So just come in as much as you can.
It's not easy working with lots of moving parts either. I mean, with the bid, you said you've got 500 businesses. Some businesses might want one thing and some people might want another thing. How do you make everyone happy in that pool of people?
I learned a long time ago you can't make everyone happy all the time, but what you can do is listen to everyone and then come up with projects, ideas, policies that you think reflects the balance of opinion, and hopefully we don't get it right all the time, of course not, but most of the time I think businesses are trusting us to make the best decisions on behalf of all of them.
I think you've done some amazing things over the years. I mean, the shop latch, when you closed it down, put the grass down, and it was just a relaxing seating area for everybody. I remember we were putting pictures and videos up of that thing, and we were getting like tens of thousands of hits on Facebook because of how positive it is. Like people why can't we have this in our town? Some of the comments we were getting, so you had a few hits over the years. So thank you for doing that. I mean, this is a great example, bringing a giant Ferris wheel into the middle of the square. That's what people want to see, more positivity.
Absolutely. To be honest, it's a really lucky job we do, which is about trying to make people happy and enjoy the town centre. And honestly, Shrewsbury, you couldn't wish to work in a better place. It's just got amazing heritage, amazing people, amazing businesses. So it's a pleasure to kind of be involved.
Well, here's what I want to say to you in the bid. I mean, I know we've worked together in the past. We've done lots of things. I'm about giving people Shrewsbury a voice. You have a collective of people that want to be heard as well. So if there's anything that the Shrewsbury Biscuit can do for the bid and for your people that are part of you, then just get in touch.
Thank you, Alex. No, I really appreciate that. And yeah, let's do some more stuff. That'd be great.
Absolutely. Brilliant.
Yeah,
well,
thank
you very much.
Okay.
Right then. So the next bit of audio you're going to hear is me on a Ferris wheel, right? I want to get one thing straight. I'm terrified. Not so much of heights. I mean, I do have a fear of heights, but more of rides. It sounds daft, but these are mechanical things that can go wrong any time. And this Ferris wheel is sturdy. It's fine. It's been around probably longer than I've been alive. I'm sure it's absolutely no problem. My problem is, though, I wanted to record the audio on this Ferris wheel, and I had my 10-year-old son. I had to do it. I had to be brave. Be yeah, we're going to do this. So we went on the Ferris wheel, and I held on the bar so tight that I couldn't let go, and I had my microphone in my other hand, and I hit record, and I wanted to get a few seconds on the Ferris wheel, and when we started going, I couldn't let go of the bar because it's just one of those things, my thumb couldn't reach the stop button, so I recorded the whole time we were on the Ferris wheel, and I'm just chatting to Timmy. I mean, some of it's really good commentary and narration of what's going on, what I can see. But this is a bit of audio that just couldn't stop because I couldn't reach my stop button. So I'm unsure as to whether to put the whole 9 minutes in. But let's just do it anyway. And you know what? It's 9 minutes. So if you want to skip this bit and go to the next interview, I absolutely don't mind. I think that's absolutely fine. But I think to document what was actually going on that day, I think it's fair enough to just put the whole audio in. Thank you for this this experience. It was really great. No, it really was. It was fine. So here we go. Here's me on a Ferris wheel. Enjoy. Right, so me and Timmy are on a Ferris wheel now in the middle of town square, and I don't like heights, and I have a fear of, I guess, fair rides and stuff. So this is gonna be interesting. We'll do an interview while we're up here. How you feeling, Timmy?
A bit anxious.
A bit anxious?
Yeah.
It's fine. It's absolutely safe. Oh my god.
Okay, we've gone up.
It proper sways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm not terrified, not at all. Oh my god, there's people downstairs, down the bottom taking pictures of me because they know I'm scared of heights. So this is going to be funny, but terrifying for me. We're going up again, all right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is so high. And we're not even at the top.
Take us down, take us down.
It's fine. This ride is capable of carrying people.
Oh, Beth's
Has done
on
for years.
it.
There's what?
Beth's on it.
Oh, is she? Oh, yeah. So we've seen Beth Heath. She's on the ride as well. It's actually really nice because you don't get to see Shrewsbury from this height all the time.
Okay, I'm just going to close my eyes.
Yeah. So now we're near the top. Ah! It's quite fun actually when it sways, as long as it's not too bad. If you're wondering why it's quiet, it's because I am absolutely terrified. My hand is gripping the rail so hard right now. Stay still, Tibby. Yeah. My wife is down the bottom there. She's recording me because she knows that she's in an absolute element right now. Hold on to the bar. It's fine. Oh, we're right at the top now. Oh my god, I wish I could take photos right now, but I'm absolutely paralyzed. I can see the churches, I can see the tops of the roofs. I don't know whose idea this was to put a Ferris wheel in the middle of town square. Thanks, Beth. Here we go, we're going down now. Okay, here we go. Woo! Wow, this is actually amazing, isn't it? Wow, this is really cool. I like it. When it's moving, it's really good. It's when it stops and sways. It's amazing. Woo!
Oh god, I'm getting a weird feeling in my head.
It's very good. It's quite smooth when it goes round. I like it. It's cool. Okay, so we're going round. This is really good. So I know I'm joking about why would you do this, but the point of this is to do something different in town. Town is used to being the same way for so long, but we've seen pictures of how roads have changed around Shrewsbury. We need to learn to adapt and to change as a town, as a people, and doing something different in town like this, like putting a Ferris wheel here, is exactly the perfect metaphor for it. Okay, so I'm very happy with Shrewsbury Moves. I'm happy with making sure people have a nice healthy space to walk around whilst they do the shopping. I was talking to Seb earlier about the coffee shop culture that we've got in this town.
There's going to be lots of editing taking bits out of this, but but I think the point I'm trying to make is really important, okay? I know there's lots of negativity when it comes to changing things, but we need to open up our eyes a little bit, okay? The world's changing. There's more people, which means more cars. If we can get those people out of those cars and walk around shops and help and support local businesses, that helps us all in the long run, doesn't it? So, yeah, Shrewsbury Moves. I really do wish it the best. And anybody that's involved with it, anybody who wants to talk to me on the biscuit, please get in touch. But we'll do it when in a far more comfortable setting than on this Ferris wheel, because right now my heart is in my throat. But it's going round and round. I'm enjoying it. Your what?
My brain is in my chest.
Your brain is in your chest. Timmy's enjoying it. He's had his hands up in the air and everything. He's enjoying it. I'm not thinking about Final Destination at all.
I'm levitating.
And I've got my 10-year-old next to me, and I'm not going to explain to him what that means. But this is good. I feel very privileged to have done this, because how often has there been a Ferris wheel here? You know, I could have not come today. I did a night shift the other night, and then yesterday I had like 2 hours sleep, and then straight out we went to Anfield to watch the Liverpool legends. So I could have easily have had a rest day and decided not to come out, but I'm happy I did. Seen lots of children around and families enjoying their time in Shrewsbury. That's what it's all about, you know. And in a minute, when we get off here, and I've collected myself, we'll get an interview with Beth Heath about this, because I love chatting to Beth. She does so many amazing, wacky things, and it does nothing but make people smile. So, thank you to Claire Pocock for... No, don't do that. Timmy's trying to wiggle the thing. Oh, Timothy, Patrick Whiteley.
I like it now.
It's quite good, isn't it? We're stopping now to let people off.
Oh, but I want to go faster.
He wants to go faster. So we've stopped, and I'm now looking at actually Shrewsbury Business Suite, next door to Waterstones. We'll be there tomorrow speaking to Camilla Monk and to Katie Millard about Shropshire women in business. Really important to do that and to discuss that. Normally I'd have big boy words for these things, but I'm kind of dangling in the middle of town square. Looks pretty though, doesn't it, Timmy? Looks pretty, all the rooftops are from up here, you know.
Yeah.
I think you could have a historian could have a real treat looking at all this. I feel like I deserve a treat after this for being a big brave boy. What do you reckon?
Yes, so do I.
So you've been had your hands and you've been enjoying this. I think I've bent this rail. I've held it so I haven't. He's checking.
Just checking. Just looking down.
Yeah, just looking down. Okay. Right, I can't even stop the audio. I can't even stop the audio because my thumb can't reach the stop button, and I'm not letting go of this rail with my other hand. No, it's fine. So I can't even stop the audio. We're going down again. It's when it stops and it like rocks. That's the worst thing. Like, that is genuinely like, stop it. Behave yourself, all right? I'm not terrified. I'm not. Okay? This is Beth and Kaz, my wife, taking pictures of me. I'm a brave boy. I'm a brave boy.
I'm loving this! Hallelujah!
Hallelujah. I'm letting go of the rail. Oh, I let go of the rail. No, it's back on again because we're moving. This is really cool. Well done to Beth for bringing this here. There's nothing better than taking yourself out of your comfort zone. And people may laugh, oh my God, it's just a Ferris wheel, but I've got a genuine fear of heights, you know, and fair rides, you know. And you may be like, well, why? Well, Alton Towers with a smiler, you know. Just a mystery there. These things break all the time, but this has been great, honestly. I've really enjoyed it. I feel like somebody's shouting me. Oh my God, oh my God!
He just.
Did you see him wobble then? Thank you for the heart attack. Cheers. Oh my God. Okay. Well, that's the end of that then, right?
Right, so that's probably one of the worst bits of audio I've ever put in a podcast when it comes to like long pauses and strenuous kind of drawn out conversations. It's a big no-no in a podcast, but I just thought that was really sweet because like we went for a real journey there. Do you know what I mean? From like fear to tolerance. It's not too bad to fear again, terrifying fear, hand off the rail, hand back on the. I just think it's really sweet. And I did call Shropshire Business Week Shrewsbury Business Week, and apologies, but like Timmy said, my brain was in my chest. I think that's what he put, or my heart was in my brain. Like, yeah, it was a bit. So yeah, Shropshire Business Week. Everything looked really cool from up there on the Ferris wheel. I don't think I'll get to see that again. So that was a really, really special occasion. So anyway, let's get on to a proper interview on the ground this time, though. Yeah,
I've been hooped by Beth. Morning, afternoon, evening. Pardon. How's today gone? I mean, I've just been on the Ferris wheel. I was terrified up there.
You look so happy up in the sky. The view's amazing though, isn't it?
It really is, actually. It was when Timmy was wobbling it, and I was like, stop moving the thing. Yeah, I'm terrified of heights, so it's really good to come out of your comfort zone. I think it's a really good metaphor. I was on there saying, like, to do something brave and do something different. That's what Shrewsbury's doing with Shrewsbury Moves, because you know how people are like with traditions and history and stuff, changing things.
Yep. No one likes change, but actually this town centre's amazing and we're very, very lucky. But when you see it yesterday and there were streams of people coming down the street, there's no cars, and it is just, there's some things that are really good for change, and this whole letting people move around town better, reimagine their public space. And what's more reimagining than seeing a big wheel in the middle of the square?
It's been nice in some big cities around the world seeing people and nature reclaim urban spaces. Yeah. And we've seen New York have done great things, Amsterdam, and all these great places where there was all those cars and traffic, whereas now this is full of people. It's
Oh, well, we've put the signs up. I don't know whether you walked, skipped, danced down the
We've got
street.
videos of Timmy doing it. I haven't done it yet.
Why not?
Because I was revving myself up to come on the Ferris wheel. But
Okay, well, I expect you to do every single one of the 10 points. But yesterday, there was literally people holding hands and dancing down the street. They were laughing, they were smiling, they were interacting with each other. There wasn't any phones out. You know, this is all about getting people doing something a little bit different. You know, I don't know, probably 100 people doing kidical maths this morning. We had people yesterday going off on walks and running and biking and discovering that actually if you meet some new people while you're doing those things, that's really nice. So I think this whole concept is amazing, and you know, thanks to the BID for making it happen. But yeah, it's pretty phenomenal.
I just had a chat with Seb. He's a great guy, and the BID do great things. And I was saying, well, what a great person to have like working with him. Then you, a leading lady in business in the UK, I'd say. What would you say about footfall and what this means to actual people that run businesses?
Well, I can tell you yesterday that I spoke to a couple of people who own coffee shops locally, just the other side of the square, and they were saying that their takings were up yesterday. Well, I went into one of the clothing shops and they were like, oh my God, it's been really busy today. And so, actually having things happen in town centres, it brings life, but it means that tourists come, which increases footfall. They're all knock-on effects to everything else. One thing leads to another. Somebody will go home and go, oh my God, I went to Shrewsbury, it's amazing. They'll tell 10 people that. Those people will come and visit. We're very lucky as locals to have this on our doorstep. And I know people will argue that having no traffic in the town centre is bad. If we can make it so there's a park and ride on a Sunday, that would be amazing. If we can make it so more people are able to come in and enjoy our town without traffic. More people travel by electric bikes, there's bike storage coming into town centre. How can any of these things be bad? Get people out of houses, on the streets and into shops. It's got to be better.
I was reminiscing with Seb about Shoplatch during the pandemic, when you had all those seats out in the green and everybody's relaxed, and it was just such a nice environment, isn't it?
Yeah, and you got people hula hooping on the street. Yesterday we had people roller skating down the street and doing skipping workshops. And they were, I don't know, those memories you can't, as you know, because I've said it a million times, we're here to make memories with people and make people smile.
Exactly. I mean, for example, me and Beth are both stood in the same hula hoop in the middle of town square, with loads of people around us doing an interview. And how often can you say that?
Yeah, exactly. We like to do things differently.
I think this is really, really important, and I hope it helps people get on board with what the bit of trying, the message they're trying to give out. What is it? What is the most important thing when it comes to running a business and making the right decisions when it comes to like things like this? You've got to be able to adapt, right? You've got to be able to adapt and change.
Yeah, adapt and change is what we do on a weekly basis. The most important thing to me is doing something you absolutely love and believe in with all of your heart, like you do with the biscuit.
Yeah.
You know, like I wouldn't be doing this job. You know, I wouldn't be up at silly o'clock this morning trying to get a huge lorry through town to make people smile.
Logistics sounds incredible for that.
Yeah, it's been interesting to get that into the middle of a medieval town. But you know, it's what we do for a living and it's what we've chosen to do. And I have amazing interactions with people, and mostly people are happy with what we do. And you kind of, I don't know, I could stack shelves somewhere, I guess, be paid more, but I would have less positive interactions on a daily basis. And we're only here once, so we might as well enjoy it.
Exactly. I was just chatting to Sid. He said he loved being on the Ferris wheel, so he wants to go on it even more.
Yeah, I'm sure a bit like you could go on it with him again.
No, that was terrifying. I did it. I'm a big boy. I said I need a treat now because I've been a brave boy.
Being a big brave boy, you deserve a cake.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for chatting to me, and thanks for bringing smiles.
Are you allowed out the hula hoop now?
I can come out the hula hoop. Best to let me out the hula hoop. I'm allowed. Well, thank you to you guys in Shropshire Festivals for putting on such a great show.
Thanks for the support as always.
Much love.
All right, then, let's sign off this bit of audio with just thank yous, really. Thank you so much to, again, I mean, Shropshire Festivals, I can't say enough about you guys as a team. Claire Pocock, always like keeping me in touch with what you guys are doing, regular emails, you know, I love that. Beth, I always talk about Shropshire Festivals and the team and yourself. I think what you guys do is fantastic. The support you guys have given me over the entirety of the Shrewsbury Biscuits, lifeline. I think you guys have been fantastic. Big shout out to the guys at the BID. Anyone want to come on the podcast, you're more than welcome. Let's do it. This is a small bit of audio, but it's really important to talk about how we can adapt to our town, because this is our town and times are changing. We can't do anything about what's going on. And I was stuck in the traffic yesterday down by the train station. I know how frustrating it is when you got like 3 buses all around by the Alb and the bus station and you can't get around the lights. And I know how frustrating it is, right? I'm going to sit here and preach and say, oh, we should all come together and we all should all be happy. But I'm sure once the lights are up and the signage is up properly, it's going to flow properly, But this town is changing, and we've got to adapt, and that's what this was about. It was a nice, fun, friendly way of saying, look, the town's changing. It is what it is. Let's just be positive as we can be, and I'm sure it's going to be fine. I love this town. I love the people in it, and I love that it's constantly changing it for the positive, So thank you so much to everybody who spoke to me. Thank you to Seb. Thank you for listening. If this is your first time listening to Shrewsbury Biscuit, give us a follow on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok too. We are here, we are there, we're everywhere. My pigeonhole is full. My inbox has got so many people want to come on the show. We're constantly taking in bookings. As we speak right now, I am editing 5 podcasts. That's over a month's worth of podcast that we're going to release in the next couple of weeks. So this is how busy the podcast is at the moment. I appreciate every single one of you. So thank you so much. Right, I'll leave you guys in peace. Have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.